Alright, so today I'm gonna do a video where I basically talk about my first solo player bounty experience in Star Citizen. Um, Honestly, I didn't enjoy it whatsoever. You can see here I arrive, and as soon as I arrive to basically take out my bounty, he immediately runs. I barely even just barely arrived, like he was just gone, right? Um, so of course, I go to chase him, and I pursue him down to the planet. He came here to do his bunker mission and stuff like that. So, um, anyway, so here I am, ready to engage him. There's another ship that's here as well. That advocacy. I'm not here for him, so I'm here for Flex or whatever this guy in the Anvil Arrow. Yeah, I think yeah, that player's down in the bunker, more than likely. So anyway, for some reason, even though you're not supposed to be protected as a criminal in the Armistice Zone, it won't let me fire on him, even though it was just letting me fire. It doesn't make sense, but I'm getting some good shots on his back. His shields are still up, but a few more shots and they'll be down. He starts to return fire, and I'm basically just staying on his tail. I'm boosting, he's boosting, he's trying to get away. He heads back down because he decides to engage a little bit. And I think he decides at this point that he's going to fight it out. So okay, I get a solid chain of hits there. And I think at this point his shields are hurting really bad. Alright. And at this point I think he decides that he's going to run. Right here. At this point right here. So he's lucky that I didn't have my gunner with me, because the Hurricane solo is not really great. Um, it's fine if the person stays and fights, but as you can see, they can easily spool and get away. Which I'm gonna tell you right now, that was one of the fastest quantum drives I've ever seen. Like, he turned his ship, I was still, putting shots down range, and he ran. Alright, so I tell him to stop running. Basically, I catch up with him here again. Just barely, because I think he was trying to quantum again. He's running already. There he goes running. He returns fire a little bit, but nothing significant. He's using ballistic rounds, so anything that he hits, will do about 50% damage to my hull, since I have shields that negate 50% of the ballistic damage. But there he goes. He jumped again. He jumped again, and he jumped again. So I'm chasing, quantuming, chasing. I told him he should uninstall the game because he's basically just a clown. That's my opinion. Maybe I'm being toxic. Maybe I'm being unreasonable. I don't think so, though. But at this point, I'm basically running out of fuel. So I decide to go back to the station. I land in the station, and I'm back out, and I'm ready to go back for him. So at this point, he's really far out there, right? So I got to chase him all the way on the other side of the planet. So PvP bounties between combat logging and running is a waste of time. And you know what? It's true. It really is true. And I'm really hoping that CIG understands that this is a problem for bounties. Like, obviously I chase him to this planet, And it's a problem for bounties because there's no incentive for me to do player bounties when not only do player bounties not pay enough, not as much as high risk, very high risk, or even more like extreme risk targets and things like that. Uh, you know, it doesn't pay enough. Here I'm saying he easily could have 1v1'd me. Obviously, I'm very salty at this point. He's made me chase him all over the damn galaxy. And then at this point, I believe he's stranded. I think he crashed his ship. He probably didn't intend to do so, but I think he crashed his ship and was hiding out in this cave here. Unless he maybe left his ship somewhere else, I don't know. He easily could have, you know, landed his ship and called another ship. That freelancer could easily have been his, and he could have easily ran over here or took a speeder over here and then be hiding out in the cave. But I was not about to give up on coming for him. And there's a lot of hate in the chat. There's shit talkers that are talking shit to me, and then he's talking shit to me, and then there's also people in the chat that were, talking shit to him because it was just a back and forth. But here I go to take a closer look. I wanted to make sure he wasn't outside of the cave or his ship wasn't anywhere, and that's what I was looking for. Then I saw him moving, and I noticed he wasn't in the cave. He was on the outside of the cave. Now, right there, I don't know how he survived that. Like, his body dropped, he fell here, right? All that. Like, most of those didn't look like they missed. Now, the closer I get, I notice shots start missing because the crosshairs in this game from, like, up close are, like, pretty awful when it comes to, uh, staying on target for something so close. And it's like, these are big guns. Once again, these are big guns. So he starts shooting at me with I think is a an AR rifle. And so here finally he gets incapacitated. But he's not dead. Mind you, I already hit him twice. I hit him twice and then knocked him down. I don't know if he healed himself with some kind of like med pen or what, but I already hit him twice, and he's incapacitated. He's not dead. So here, look, crosshairs. I decided I was gonna land, and then I'm like, you know what? Let me not, because he might have a medical gun, and he might be able to pick himself up from the ground if he has a medical gun, and then shoot me on the ground as I'm getting out of my ship because there's an animation. So I stay in my ship. I decide to just line up the lasers and finish him off. I'm going to tell you right now, it was not worth it. I honestly felt that I had such a grind chasing him everywhere. It was stressful. It wasn't fun for me. And I'm sure for him it was fun because he's trolling. He's like, haha, I'm making you chase me around all over the place, blah, 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 this and that. And there was further talking shit. You weren't worth the money. I left your stuff there, which I left the stuff there. I could have looted the body, but it was just so not worth my time. He's like, it took you that long to kill me. Between him glitching, popping in and out of animation left and right, and the fact that crosshairs kind of suck, and he was running the entire time, he wouldn't even stand and fight. I know he's trolling. But yeah, I told him next time stand and fight, whatever, blah, 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 blah. 32 grand for player bounties, okay? It's not worth it. And yeah, I get it. Higher risk player bounties will probably be worth more. Maybe they'll have friends with them and stuff like that. But you know, there has to be some kind of system put in place that CIG has to do when it comes to quantum jumping and when it comes to combat logging. And for those of you that are new to Star Citizen or new to the channel that don't know what combat logging is, combat logging is when you're about to lose, you basically hit Alt F4 or you quit out of the game entirely. Like, you just quit, right? as you're about to die or get blown up or lose. And obviously quantum jumping is the hyperspace. It's you know, the time that it takes to quantum jump in the game when you're in combat should take longer. And if it doesn't take longer, then there should be like a certain range that you're not able to combat jump, which I think that as long as I'm within like, you know, an effective range that I'm still dealing damage, which I was the entire time I was hitting him. His shields were down, you know, there's no reason why he should have been able to jump. And I really hope that those are changes that are going to be made when we're thinking about combat, because I know they're talking about making speed slower for combat. Look, I'm new to the game. I've been playing the game for just about 2 months, and there's people that have been playing this game for years, and people just avoid PvP altogether. This is a massive multiplayer online. It's an MMO, and it's literally designed with PvP in mind. So I'm trying to enjoy, the PvP aspect of the game that CIG intended it to be. But I notice I have more fun just running missions with my friends, whether it be mining, whether it be doing high risk bounties or very high risk bounties or bunker missions. I notice that those game loops for me are more fun than going after player bounties. And there are some interactions in the game that are really fun, that it's just like, oh, you're going to clear a crime stat and someone shows up to try to kill you and they don't know you have friends with you, so it's like it ends up backfiring on them. Or just things like that. Just you get yourself into like whatever hijinks. You're leaving a space station, and your friend is getting attacked by another fighter and they don't know that you're there, so you literally obliterate them, and they're a YouTuber, and you basically embarrass them on their own channel or something like that. Like, I don't know, it's like those interactions for me are entertaining and they're fun because they're unique and they're different. But when you have something that is like supposed to be a game loop, right? Player bounties. Look, if he was running like that for about 40 minutes to an hour, and the player bounty itself paid like maybe 100 grand, if it paid 100 grand, it'd be worth it. But I'm gonna end the video here. That's basically, my thought process on the whole thing. And basically here, all I did was land my vehicle, and I basically logged out. I was just kind of stressed out and wanted to just take a break. So after that player bounty. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know that it's different from what I usually do. I usually just don't commentate over my stuff. I think I maybe did this once before. But if you liked the video, leave a like, subscribe, and share to your friends and everything, and just get the word out, about Star Citizen. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.